Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about choosing yourself and putting yourself first. I feel like a lot of us tend to cast our own needs aside, whether that be for pleasing other people or just in general not prioritizing yourself. Choosing yourself is going to be the best decision that you're ever going to make in your life. And it's not just a one-time choice. It's a constant choice. It's a choice that you have to make in every single moment, every single day. Especially when it comes to relationships, I feel like when you don't choose yourself, it can cause a lot of inner turmoil and conflict with yourself when you're dealing with other people. The feeling of not being enough is something that I feel like I experienced a lot in relationships where I constantly would let stuff slide. I would put other people before myself in order to prove that I was enough for them or I was good enough for them. And it was really difficult for me to navigate this feeling of why do I constantly not feel good enough? And then not feeling good enough about myself, I was constantly attracting partners that weren't treating me the way that I deserved to be treated. That also led me to wonder, why do I always attract the same toxic partners? I think many of us can relate to this feeling of not feeling enough or feeling very anxious in a relationship or constantly having to seek validation from someone else. It's very difficult to navigate that alone. And that's why I'm excited to introduce today's paid partner, BetterHelp. BetterHelp connects you to the right therapist for you to help find answers to some of these questions. So instead of being stuck in an endless loop of overthinking and asking yourself the same questions, you can talk through these relationship concerns with someone who's trained to give you real answers. To get matched with a therapist, all you need to do is fill out a quick questionnaire. You can also easily switch therapists at no extra cost if it's not the right fit. I've had a lot of trouble in the past going in person and finding the right therapist, so I think it's really amazing that there's a platform like BetterHelp. All of the therapists on the platform are very well qualified, and the customer support team is there if you have any questions. BetterHelp has over 7,000 reviews and over a 4.5 rating on Trustpilot. Also, remember guys, going to therapy is not a weakness. It's incredibly brave to reach out to someone for help in order to improve on yourself. Also, romantic relationships are not the only thing that you can improve on. The most important relationship that will be improved through therapy is the relationship with yourself. So make sure you guys click the link in the description below or go to betterhelp.com/amyqi, AMYQI to get 10% off of your first month of therapy. Okay, so now back to today's video. The first thing that you need to start doing is stop choosing other people over yourself. The biggest factor when it comes to this is boundaries. You need to know when to set boundaries and what you're okay with and what you're not okay with. When I first started to set boundaries with people, I was scared that it was going to come off as standoffish or selfish or people were going to be upset with me. But you really need to get over this feeling of what are other people going to think of me? Is it really worth sacrificing your own needs so that other people can have a good impression of you? If people don't want to be in your life or people are upset at you because of the boundaries that you set, then those people are not meant to be in your life, period. If you feel like your feelings are not being considered, or if you feel like someone did something to you that you don't like, you need to express that the moment that it happens. When you don't express things that you're not okay with, people will continue to do things like that to you. I feel like those small moments are the perfect opportunity for you to choose yourself and learn how to put yourself first. And this comes back to what I was saying before about not feeling good enough. When you don't feel worthy enough, these types of moments where you choose other people's feelings over your own reinforces the statement in your head that you're not good enough and other people's needs are more important to you. So that's why these small moments where you're able to set boundaries for yourself are so important. No matter how small it is, you need to be able to say, no, I'm not okay with this. People who don't set boundaries for themselves are constantly attracting energy vampires. I had very weak boundaries in the past, and so I would constantly be attracting people who would just suck the life out of me. Literally every time I spent time with them, I'd feel so drained. They'd always need something from me. Unfortunately, there are people like that. I don't think that they're necessarily aware of it or doing it on purpose, But that's how nature works, right? When you have someone that is seeking an energy source and you have someone that does not have boundaries, those two are going to go hand in hand together. You are going to attract the person who is seeking what you are giving up and not holding close to yourself. I dealt with a lot of people that constantly needed access to me, whether that was in terms of my space, my time, my energy, even at times money. At a certain point, I just had to say like, no, like I don't understand how much time, energy, self-esteem, confidence that you lose from choosing other people over yourself. You're only going to start to see those effects later in your life where you're like, wow, how come I never did anything for myself? You're going to look back and regret that you didn't give more to yourself and you gave yourself away to everyone else. And this comes to my next point. People who care about themselves get further in life. People who pour back into themselves are able to do more for themselves. For example, if you care about yourself, you probably care about your health. So you're going to go to the gym or stay active somehow. You're going to eat things that are good for you. You're going to take care of your hair, your skin, whatever that may be. You will overall be a healthier person than the person who does not care about themselves. Like you quite literally get further in your life in terms of lifespan because you care about your health. The same thing goes in terms of like your mental health, right? Like if you don't care about yourself and you're constantly exposing yourself to people who are not good for you, or you're constantly engaging in activities or bad habits that are detrimental to your mental health, dealing with toxic people, that is going to hold you back. When your mind is clear and you're doing well mentally, you are going to be able to achieve more in your life. You're going to feel more motivated to work. You're going to feel more motivated to achieve your goals. Learn how to care for yourself the way that you would care for your child, your pet. Be your own parent. Even if you did want to help other people or be there for other people, you need to be there for yourself first. You cannot pour anything out of an empty cup. So your cup has to be full before you help other people, before you do things for other people. You need to care about yourself. There was a point in time where like I didn't give a shit about myself, especially when my mental health was doing really bad. You guys should have seen me 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I was extremely out of shape. I smoked weed and tobacco every single day. I did not have a regular like skincare and hygiene routine. My home also did not have a hygiene routine. And it's because like I didn't care about myself. I didn't feel good about myself. I didn't feel like I was worthy to care about. So this brings me to my next point. The root mindset that you need to adopt in order to start choosing yourself is to tell yourself that you are deserving and you are enough. Feeling unworthy can lead to so much self-detrimental behavior. If you don't feel worthy about yourself, that's why you're constantly letting your boundaries get crossed, because you don't feel like you are valuable enough to protect. Choosing other people over yourself because you feel like you are not worthy enough to choose. And it's really like an endless loop. You don't feel good enough, and then you start choosing other people, you don't set boundaries, and then you feel even worse about yourself, and then it just keeps on going and going until you say no. You need to understand that your worth doesn't come from how you look. It doesn't come from how much money you have. It doesn't come from your grades or, what job you have. Your worth is inherent to you existing. You existing makes you worthy. I feel like I always say this, but you know what the chances were for you to exist on this earth in this point in time? Infinitesimally small. Like, the fact that the universe came together to create you, the fact that God created you, the same God that created the mountains, the seas, the earth, like that same God created you and put you on this earth to exist with everything else that is so beautiful in our lives. You shouldn't base your worth off of the material things, being beautiful or having money or having all of these things. If that's what you want in life, tell yourself that you deserve it and go get those things. Just because you don't have these things doesn't mean you don't deserve those things. You deserve everything good in your life and you are worthy enough to get those things. And only then will you allow those things into your life. If you're constantly telling yourself, oh, I don't have this, I'm not good enough, like, oh, like I'm never going to amount to anything more than what I am right now, not good enough for this type of person, feeling like you're not enough, that's you telling the universe that you don't want more than what you have. It's you telling the universe that you don't deserve what you want in your life. And that is not true. I used to always feel like I wasn't good enough. And so I'd always be attracting shitty people into my life. And that was happening because when I'm telling myself I'm not good enough or I'm not worthy, I'm telling the universe I don't want anything more. I don't deserve more. But then when I started to tell myself, okay, like I don't deserve being treated like this. I am worthy. And it's really like reprogramming your mind. That takes a lot of work. That takes you sitting down with yourself, spending a lot of time alone with yourself. It's not like a pretty process, but you have to get to a point where you're like, I don't want this for myself. That's what I told myself. I was like, aren't you sick of depriving yourself from what you want in your life because you're telling yourself that you don't deserve more? You're your biggest blockage. You are the one that's blocking yourself from your blessings. And I told myself, no, I can't be the one that's blocking my blessings. The only person that gets to decide when my blessings come or don't come is God. I'm going to make sure that the opportunity is there, that I've opened myself up to that opportunity so that blessings can come into my life whenever they come. The universe will reward you with people that will do those things, that will respect your boundaries, that will show you care and consideration and unconditional love. And the universe will also bless you with the things that you are missing in your life. That job that you thought that you weren't good enough to apply to. Opportunities are going to come into your life because you allow them to, because you've chosen yourself, because you put yourself first and you know that you are deserving of those things. I think I'm going to end the video there, and make sure to always put yourself first. You should always be your biggest supporter, your biggest fan, and you deserve anything that you want in this life. Tell yourself that every day. Look in the mirror and be like, I deserve more. I deserve everything. I am enough. Tell yourself that. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, and make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next one. Bye.